I remember when I walked back into my bedroom, out of nowhere, I ended up seeing my babysitter going through my underwear drawer. And I looked at her saying, "What are you doing?" She ended up closing the drawer super quickly and she started panicking. And at that moment, I'm not gonna lie, it seemed like my babysitter was trying to steal my underwear. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy but really insane story. So today's story all takes place back when I was in high school, and this was my grade 9 year. Now, in grade 9, I won't lie to you, I was a helpless romantic, and on top of that, I only was good at playing video games. In no way was I good at school, or even talking in that matter, because I used to have a really bad stutter. But I remember one time in my grade 9 year, I was coming home from school, and I saw my parents in the driveway with luggages packing their bags and putting things into the car. I didn't know what was going on, so I remember I walked up to them and said, "Mom, Dad, where are you guys going?" "Bubba, we're quickly going to be going to the States and we're going to be seeing some family, but you will be staying here to finish your homework." "Wait, so you're leaving me alone for the weekend?" At this moment, I was super excited and super happy because I thought, you know, if I was just me in the house, you know how much fun I could have? Playing video games all night, being able to eat whatever I want, being able to sleep whenever I want. Like, it was the golden opportunity for me to be the king of the house. So as I was super excited, I remember my parents were telling me, "Bubba, you do understand you're going to have a babysitter, right?" At that moment, I got so upset. My mood changed like a pregnant woman on Tuesday. Like, I was just so mad all of a sudden to the point where I was like, "Wait, are you serious? You're giving me a babysitter? Mom, I'm like in grade 9. Like, I don't need one, bro. I can handle myself." Obviously, my mom wasn't falling for it, and I guess she kind of thought that I was just going to end up staying up all night playing video games, eating junk food, and, well, not ever sleeping, which, to be fair, that's exactly what I was gonna do, but that's not the point. Going on, I remember my parents ended up walking inside the house with me, and they sat me down on the couch telling me that, you know, I need to make sure I get things done, and wrote down a list of chores for me to do. And at this point, I even got more upset because not only were they leaving me with a babysitter, but they gave me a list of things I had to finish and chores I had to do. Like, come on, bro. I thought things couldn't get worse, but then things started to actually kind of look up because I remember the door started to knock at my house, and right away I ended up seeing my mom get up and go open the door, and she was just introducing herself to someone. Now, I didn't see who this was until I walked around the corner and saw the front door, and it was a really hot girl that actually went to my school, but she was in her grade 12 year. I remember when I saw her, I thought she was one of the hottest girls ever, and I've seen her around the school hallways before, but never did I expect her to be in front of my house. Like, I was so surprised and so puzzled on why this girl was a babysitter. But then out of nowhere, I remember she looked at me and said, "Wait, are you the person I'm babysitting? Don't you literally go to the same school as me?" Yeah, I don't really know why my parents got me a babysitter, but I mean, to be honest, like, it'll be chill, don't worry. I tried to play it off as cool as possible because, like, I don't know, it was pretty embarrassing knowing that my parents got me a babysitter and the person taking care of me was literally someone from my own high school, but I tried to play it off as cool as possible, and she kind of saw that I was trying to do that. But then her and my mom ended up going to the living room, and they sat her down and just told her, like, you know, what responsibilities I had and stuff. And me, right away at that moment, I went upstairs to my room and cleaned it as fast as possible. There was no way one of the hottest girls in my school, that was way older than me, by the way, was gonna see my bedroom being an ultimate mess. So I remember as I was cleaning my room, I ended up seeing my parents leaving the driveway with the car, and right away at that moment, I heard footsteps coming up the stairs. I automatically knew it was the babysitter, so I ended up just shoving as many things under my bed so it looked clean, and then that's when she walked in. Well, she did knock, and then she walked in. She walked in saying, "Bubba, your mom told me that you should clean your room." "Oh, you already cleaned your room." "What? My mom said to clean my room?" Nah, I always clean my room. I'm not like that. "Oh, well, that's pretty mature of you." Yeah, you know, I know what I'm doing. As you guys can tell, I was really still trying to play it cool with her, but I don't think she was falling for it. Going on with the story, I remember we ended up having some downtime, and she ended up basically going downstairs and hopped on the TV while I was playing video games in my room. And as I was playing video games, I ended up getting called from the babysitter downstairs, and she said, "Bubba, can you come downstairs for a minute? I think I need you to do your homework." "You think I need to do my homework? What?" I don't know. I was really confused when she said that, but I went downstairs with my backpack that had all my schoolwork in it, and I plopped it in front of her in the living room while she was watching a show. Now, the show she was watching, funny enough, was a show called Criminal Minds. If you guys don't know what show that is, basically it's about these investigators that solve crimes. It's just a typical crime show that is, you know, on TV. No different than any other one. And I remember when I was sitting down watching the show with her, I automatically looked at her and said, "Oh, wait, you also watch this show?" Yeah, I've been watching this for a while. Wait, do you watch this as well?" At that moment, me and her, we ended up sitting on the couch, and we totally forgot about my homework. And me and her, we started watching the show together, and I love to do these things things in these like mysterious shows about criminals where I basically get to predict the criminal before they even tell who it was. And every episode we would watch, I would always get it on the dot of who the bad guy was. She noticed this and she was very, very surprised and actually pretty turned on by it. Because I remember every time an episode would end and I would get it correct, she kept getting closer and closer and closer to me to the point where she actually like full on let me have my arm over her shoulder. I'm not gonna lie, for a babysitter doing this, it was kind of wild. And I know what you guys are thinking. Bro, wait, if she was in her grade 12 year, would that mean she's 18 and you were like, what, 13 turning 14 at this time? Yeah. I was, but that's not the point. I remember literally, no joke, it got to the point where me and her, we ended up looking at each other after an episode ended and we started staring eye to eye to each other. And then that's when I ended up shaking my head, kind of worrying about what she was gonna say. And so did she. And she looked at me saying, Baba, you should probably actually just do your homework. And that's when she got up and left. I ended up getting super confused because I thought me and her were having a moment. I wasn't gonna lie to you guys. Like, I thought this was my opportunity to do the Devil's Tango with her. But as I was doing my homework for like 20 minutes, I ended up realizing that I needed something upstairs in my bedroom. So I ended up going up the stairs and I did not see the babysitter anywhere as I was walking up there. But right as I enter my bedroom, I ended up seeing this babysitter going through my underwear drawer. At that moment, I looked at her and I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. She ends up slamming my underwear drawer shut and she's like, I was just looking for something. Okay, cool, I guess. I said it in the most awkward way possible and she realized that and she stood up and ended up leaving my room. I didn't know what was going on, but honestly, I didn't want to think too much about it. So what I decided to do was go take a shower. I remember I ended up taking a shower and literally before I take a shower, I like to put all the clothes I already had on inside the laundry basket so it would automatically go straight to the laundry room when my mom got home. So I would basically take off everything, have a towel on, went straight for the shower, but then right after my shower, I came out of the bathroom and I headed straight towards my bedroom. And one thing I noticed was that my babysitter was in my room and she was sniffing the underwear that I literally had on before my shower. At that moment, I started to freak out and I'm like, yo, what are you doing with my underwear? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. You know what? Just here. She ended up handing the underwear to me and she ended up going downstairs trying to make things less awkward. And since that moment, me and her, we didn't even speak at all to each other. Like, no joke, she wouldn't be in the same room as me. She wouldn't want to look at me, nothing. Which, to be fair, if I was caught smelling another person's underwear, I would probably do the exact same thing. But this is where things get hilarious because I remember a day goes on and basically I remember the babysitter woke me up and said that my parents were coming home soon. I got super excited because obviously I didn't want to handle this awkwardness any longer. And right as my parents got home, she ended up saying goodbye to the babysitter and, well, she left. But right as she left through the door, I went upstairs to my bedroom and I looked out my window. And right as she was walking away from my house, I am not even joking, she ended up pulling out something from her purse and it was my underwear and she was sniffing it as she was walking home. I am not joking. This was the most gross and insane thing ever. But not only that, this girl stole my underwear. If you guys have never had a babysitter who's done this, then follow for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.